Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So, as I mentioned in my last video, I got made a job offer the other day, which I'm taking, which means I'm going to be moving out again. So I thought I'd give you a little tour of the garage conversion I've been living in. I say garage conversion, it's not up to spec to actually be a proper living room, a bedroom. It doesn't quite meet those requirements yet. But it was a good temporary fix for me during the pandemic, and it's just going to come and become my granddad's living room now that I'm moving out. Still haven't got a date yet. It's got me rather anxious. I do look forward to that. But anyway, let's cut into the video and I will show you my humble abode. Wonder if we can get any good angles in here. But this is the room. Nice little hidden, secluded spot. So as you come in, on your right, I've got all my clothes on like this 2-meter clothing rail that I got off of Wayfair for free in the end because it came slightly warped, so I complained and they just refunded the money and I was able to fix it, so that was handy. So a bit of a mess down there, got some shoes and just trash dumped down there, and then we got drawers for the clothes and just some little bits down there. In the middle here, we've got my bed in the middle of the room. Kind of takes up the majority of the room, doesn't give you much floor space, but I'm there. My family's like, why didn't you put it up against the wall? And I was like, well, I think beds look a lot better in the middle of the room, and I'm in here to sleep, you know, and I think it breaks up the room. Like I've got my clothing section over here, and then I've got like my desk over here, bed, and like TV. This is the backdrop of my videos that you usually see. So this bamboo plant, it is fake, obviously, as you can tell, and it is supposed to be like pulled out, but because of I didn't want to pull it out and make it look all like how it's supposed to until I was in a more fixed location, as this is only ever supposed to be a temporary arrangement, me being here, also look for a graduate job. But yeah, underneath the bed we've got like these big big drawers where I store loads of stuff, and I've managed to slip a few boxes under the back as well for extra storage. Over here, this is my desk setup. So this is where I record a lot of my videos from, and is where I'll do, you know, some work if I need to like engross myself in something, say applications, and it's long, I'll sit here. So this table is just an IKEA dining table, I believe. It was like £30, but obviously I wanted a big space to work with, so I could have my stuff all spread out, because I think I work like that rather than a small desk. This chair I bought when I first moved in here at the beginning of the pandemic, because it was just against this wall originally as like a little seated area to watch TV rather than from my bed. I didn't originally plan on having a desk in here. I have a desk in here because I'm not very good at working from one. So when I did decide to buy a desk, rather than get rid of this and get a desk chair, I'm just using it as a desk chair, and then the little ottoman that comes with it works really nicely here, just for storing stuff. Like I put my laptop on it, on my phone. It's just a good level when I'm laying in bed for having something on that's really accessible. Obviously this is slightly higher up, but I don't know, this little platform here, it is very handy. Down there I've got some extra storage, obviously one of those like £10 B&M cube units. So as you can see, all along the room, the electrical sockets all running along the centre. Now that is my granddad's idea. He thought it was a revolutionary idea, but you know, I think there's a reason people put plug sockets down low, it's so you can hide them behind furniture. But this is going to be granddad's living room when I move out, so you know, his choice. But yeah, I think it looks silly, and it just makes the room look a bit ugly because you can't. They're just eyesores, and so many of them. Whereas literally, if every single one of these was down at a normal level, they'd be hidden. you know, and they be in a place which, you know, serves its purpose, where it's hidden behind the furniture. But no. Usually down here, that is usually full of like Coke Zero or Pepsi Max. I've not been drinking it as much recently because they didn't have any Pepsi Max on the offer, so I got the Diet Pepsi, and I don't particularly like it that much. Down here, we've got a nice little book collection. These are my cactuses. I'm not too sure if they're even alive at this point. Dora I've had since I first started university, and Diego I've had for about 3 years, I think. Yeah, about 3 years I've had Diego, and Dora I've had 5 years. They get watered maybe about 3 times a year. I don't know if they're alive, but then they're still there. Here we got a couple swords, just like wooden replica ones. We got this big mirror panel here. Probably needs a bit of a clean, it's very dusty. And yeah, we've got a loft up there, so this is where all the storage has come. Obviously, garages typically get dumped with loads of storage. We didn't lose storage by making this into room for me because Grandad put panels all up there, and now the roof is where all the storage is. The roof, the attic bit. So here, so this is a glass door. When I first moved in, my little sisters were constantly going in the garage, and I'd just be chilling in my room and I'd just see a face looking at me. It really annoyed me. So I just taped all this paper over it. But yeah, when you go through here, this is the actual rest of the garage, like freezer, tumble dryer, and you know, bikes, all that sort of jazz, and the garage door. So as you can see, that's what the garage used to look like. And this is what the other side now looks like. So if you look down here at the room, so it has not got any skirtings on it yet, and the floor's not raised, so it's not got the correct insulation yet. This is something Grandad's going to do when he moves into it, to use it as a living room. He's going to insulate the floors, raise the floors, and then obviously it will be at this level. But obviously I bought this lino so I could move into it, just because the floor is very chalky, so it wouldn't be practical to use this as a room with the chalky floor because you'd get all the chalk all over your thing. So I bought this off of eBay, and Grandad cut it to size, and yeah, this is done well for a temporary measure, and I've got a rug down there just to make it a little bit warmer. But this was only a pandemic level temporary arrangement whilst I, you know, finished university and then found myself a job to move back out again, which I have. You know, I'll be moving to London later on in the year. Haven't got my start date yet. Just need all my checks and everything to go through first, and then we'll arrange a start date. But yeah, I'll be out of this soon. That's why I decided to do this video, is obviously I'm going to start putting some of this stuff into storage, selling some of it, but I just wanted to get a little bit of a video of, you know, where I've been living for the pandemic. And I think it's quite a nice space, you know, it's detached from the house, so it gives me my own personal space away from everyone, which is quite good and important, because obviously I moved out when I was 18, I'm 23 now, so I don't want to have to come back and just lose all that, you know, personal space that I've had for all them years. But yeah, it has served me well. It's a nice room. It can get really, really cold in the winter, but it's not in here at the moment, it's in the caravan, but we do have a oil radiator, and there's an electric radiator up there. I just don't like the look of it, it takes up too much space, so I was using the oil one.